Good morning, this is Ringerike. Welcome back to my vlog or to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the cost of holidaying in Norway, be it for 5 days like I did. I just went for 5 days, or for more than 5 days like my family is doing. So this is what is happening at the front of the plane and back of the plane. The plane is full. There are a few seats empty. Maybe 10%. Yeah, maybe 10% of the plane. And the rest is complete. 90% is full. It's 90% full completely. Worst plane ride ever. Very cramped, but okay. God help me, it's very long. You see? Okay, I think this is it, yes. This sound means that it's going to... this is it. I'm waiting for my luggages, so I've finally arrived after God knows how many hours of waiting and traveling.
Vas-y, vas-y.
Now, Oslo, Norway. The first thing that we did was to we had to prepare because we wanted a very specific type of holiday. Well, because my family lives in Gabon, in my country, they wanted something called something cold and cozy, and something cold, really, because where they live back home, is sunny all day long. It's Africa, so all year round. So it's in the summer. Well, what in our summer, which is from I think mid-May until roughly the end of September, it's cold. It's kind of like between 19, 20, 21 degrees. So for us, it's cold. When you are there, for us, it's cold. I think it's also psychological for someone like me who's lived in Europe for over 30 years. I lived in London for 18 years, and then I went back home for 4 years. And now in France, I've been here for the past, I think, 10 years. But when I'm back home, even though here, when I'm back home, even though here, for me, 19 degrees, it's okay. Over there, I don't know, I think in my mind, psychologically, it's cold. For me, it's cold. Anyway, yes, so they wanted something like that. And that's why they chose Norway, because they had already been there before. And so they decided to invite me so that I could experience Norway as well as a country, the weather, the area, and all that kind of stuff. The first time they went, it was like 1 hour and a half away from Oslo, but this time it was 2 hours away from Oslo. I didn't mind because I've lived in places in France where it's like, I don't know, maybe usually it's about up to an hour away from the capital. So no, not from the capital, from the main cities. So I didn't mind, really. I didn't mind because I wanted to spend time with my family. 1 second. Yeah, here it's hot, cold all the time. One day it's raining and it's cold. The next day it's hot and sunny. And when I woke up this morning, it was cold. Now it's hot. So that's why I wanted to remove my jumper. All right, okay, good. Yeah, so I was saying that that's why we chose Norway. and they like it as well. They seem to like it, so I wanted to share the experience. And they've been talking to me about how it reminds them of London and all that kind of stuff, because we lived in London for a long time. And so the preparation was first of all to look for an accommodation, because they're quite expensive. Because we're looking for, because when you rent a house, a holiday accommodation, the price is per night, and the bigger the house, the more expensive it is. They have 3 kids. We are two, so we wanted a house of up to between 4 and 5 bedrooms, so that everybody could be comfortable and have enough space, so that we won't walk on each other and all that kind of stuff. And also, we wanted something that was in the hood, near a lake, possibly mountain views, the view from the chalet or the cabin, and the view from the bedrooms, from the lounge, from the kitchen, views of the lake. And this time, well, we're lucky. Not only do we have the view of the lake, we also had the view of the mountain, because there were a mountain behind and in front of the house. And yeah, so, and also with regards to the house, we wanted some very specific items, such as dishwasher, washing machine, what else? I wanted a fireplace. And we all wanted a barbecue, of course. We wanted some space outside, a house with 1 terrace or more, because some houses have more than 1 terrace, and then more spaces inside, so that we don't walk on each other, because for 7 people it's quite a lot. And then so we got a 5-bedroom house. The 5-bedroom house had 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 a sauna, a jacuzzi, 1 terrace, but it was big enough for all of us to spread. If you didn't want to sit with each other, but then we all sat together anyway. So there was a jacuzzi on the terrace or on the deck. It was a deck, really. It was a deck, because it was kind of like high. When you look down, it was the wood down below. So we had the deck with 1 big table that had, I think, 6 and I think eight chairs, and about 8 very comfortable chairs. So all the chair was big and comfortable for everybody. So there was no, you take the smaller chair, I take the bigger chair. No, everybody could sit on the comfortable chair. 1 big table, the barbecue, the jacuzzi, the sauna, and the kitchen. Well, the kitchen was on an open plan. The lounge had 2 huge sofa that could sit everybody without being cramped or being stick together. Everybody had space, really. And what else? There was a TV, there was a fireplace, the table could sit up to 10 people, but we had some, I think, a good 7 to 8 extra chairs of the same model as the chairs on the table. Was it an extendable table? No, it wasn't extendable, no, because we all loved the table, so we had the time to look at it from all angles. And yeah, and then the cupboards were filled with all the necessary items for the cooking, because we were able to cook big pots, we were able to cook in the oven, we were able to do all manner of cookings, really. And then the plates, there were so many plates of the same model. It wasn't like a disparate, kind of like different type of plates and glasses and cups and stuff. Everything was, it was like in a hotel. Well, with regards to the plates and stuff, it was like in a hotel. All the plates were the same. So because sometimes you go into an Airbnb, and the plates are not all the same, the glasses are not all the same, the cups are not the same, everything is kind of like disparate. You can tell that these are stuff that they used to have in their own house, and they decided to put it in the Airbnb because they're not living there themselves. But this one was very organized. The sheets, the duvet, the how do you call them? Oh Jesus, I've forgotten the name. Not the duvet. The stuff that you use to cover yourself. Let's say if you're slightly cold and you are in a lounge. I've forgotten the name. Yeah, so we had all of that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You know, this kind of in French we call it plaid. I've forgotten the name in English. It's kind of cover really that you use if you are cold. Let's say if you are cold and you're outside, like right now, it's blowing, the wind is blowing and it's getting cold. So you just wrap it around you because you're not gonna go and take the duvet. Just keep it and wrap it around you. So we had a lot of these in all the bedrooms, and then the bedrooms upstairs in the attic had. The bedroom upstairs in the attic, there were two bedrooms, two double bedrooms, two queen beds per bedroom. There was a chest of drawer. Well, the only thing that lacked were the dressing to put the clothes on the hangers, but it's okay. It was okay because, and then there was some sittings upstairs, an extra sitting area upstairs, and then downstairs. Downstairs there were three bedrooms, upstairs two bedrooms, so 5 bedrooms altogether. Okay, I think I've talked about the what we really wanted for with regards to the comfort of the place where we were staying, and then with regards then for the visa it wasn't an issue because everybody is European. We all European. The whole family is European, and then British, and then what else? What was next? The ticket were 247 to between 247 and 260. I can't remember, but it was from 247 for each person. But then we took some non-flexible ticket, which was not a good idea because in the end we ended up, well, it was okay. In the end everything costed okay. In the end everything costed per person about 300 euros because you had the ticket, you had the you had to pay for the languages. For those who had some languages like my family, each language was 28 pound. What else? And then for me, for example, when I went and did my, because I did not travel at the same time as the family, when I went and did my, how do you call it, my my check-in, I didn't know that I could let them choose my seat. Because what they don't give you that option. They kind of like put you on the spot and you find yourself having to choose a seat, and then they say you have to pay 15 pounds. But because you're doing it from a stand that is there available for someone who wants to do the check-in before their desk is open, so you do it yourself. So I ended up paying for a seat, and I took an aisle seat. Was it comfortable in the plane? No, it was not comfortable at all. In Norwegian Airways. What was the plane like? It was an Airbus, so it's just like one long bus, exactly like a long bus, those buses that we take to travel from town to town, but very long one. There was no space. It was really cramped. What they tell you is that you can put a luggage under your seat, but really you cannot put a luggage under your seat, and you only allow up to 10 kilos. So it was kind of okay, really. And yeah, but it was okay. When I came back, I came with Air France. Air France was sorry, it's getting sunny. With Air France, even though it was the same as Norwegian Airways, not that the air hostess were not kind, no, they were nice, they were polite. The passengers were okay, were polite, and but in Air France on the way back, there was you will see on the video when I do when I release the video of Goodbye Norway, you will see there was a lot of noise. It's because there were kids coming from a summer camp, French kids coming from a summer camp who were like screaming and talking, and but that was okay because it's normal, it's summer, everybody is happy and all that kind of stuff, and. The air hostess, oh my God, the service was absolutely magnificent. It was only a 2 hour flight, but they gave us coffee, tea, juice, some cakes and stuff, which I got none in Norwegian Air where you had to buy for it. So next time, I'll go with Air France. It's the same type of plane, but that free extra drink and stuff that you got on Air France sort of like help to to well, now why am I talking about it is because when we had to get into the plane, those who had paid the tickets of 400 and something pound, they were in exactly the same seat as us, so that, except that they chose their seat and they were sat at the front. I think they had free drinks. I'm not sure. I think they had free drinks. But for people like us who paid 200 and some 200, between 247 and 260 for the ticket, and then you pay the extra for the languages, you had no drinks, you had no coffee, you had no nothing. You had to pay for it. But with Air France, you got everything for free, really. You got everything for free. My grandchildren were asleep when the lady came with her trolley to serve us. And I told her, can I have some for my grandkids? And she gave me some extra cakes for my grandkids. And then when they woke up, they wanted some drinks. No, I said, do you want some drink? They said yes. And then because they were tired, and then when the lady came to serve them, they were now asleep. So she was really kind, really nice. The service was just perfect. That's one of the main reasons why I always travel with Air France. I've been traveling with Air France for the past, I'm not making Air France's publicity, but I'm just saying, although I really love the experience with Air France. Well, I wish the plane was different, but the fact that the air hostess were really kind and nice and available, it kind of like remove all the tension of, God, what do I have to go downstairs and then I have to go in to get into the plane? You had to get into the plane from the back of the plane. That with Air France. So, but with the service was so nice, the politeness, the kindness, it's to the point that it kind of like remove that thing of why am I going down and then I'm going up the stairs, going onto the landing strip and then walking in some sort of you are directed into where you have to go to get into the plane. Anyway, so yeah, the experience was really good in Air France. Norwegian always, yes, the experience was also good. It's the same type of plane. The only difference was that it was free. The drinks were free in Air France. And also, I kind of like felt more at ease in Air France because everybody spoke French, and French is my first language. I speak French. I live in a French country, so it was much more interesting with Air France. Now, this was for the ticket. The accommodation, I've already explained about the accommodation. The visa, I've already explained. For those who are not European, people who apply for it, the process is very long. Depending on the countries, depending on the country where you live, the process is very long. But if you are, for example, from South America, I know that they have sort of like visa on arrival, so it's sort of different. Anyway, just found out on the French embassy's website about what to do, or Norwegian or whatever, because they are all within the Schengen area, which is 29 countries. What else? The car. For the car, we had to rent a car because the house was 1 hour and 2 hours away from Oslo. I think 2 hours or 2 hours and 45 minutes away from Oslo. And so we needed a car. And the good thing with this rental is that to plug the car, because the car was an electric car, it was free to charge the car, which normally, my daughter explained to me that normally you have to pay to charge the car. And what else? So I spoke about the food, with regards to the food. There was only one supermarket near where we lived, where the chalet is called Extra. The food, for me, I think it's the same price as if you shop in France in Leclerc. Me, in France, I shop at Lidl or another shop, which is like, that does more or less the same prices as Lidl. So for 1 week is free, but then there is only two of us. For 1 week, we spend something like, if you go a little bit crazy, 150 euros. Which is another shop. You can spend up to 280 pounds on the same item that you will buy at Lidl. So I think this is what it was like. But then I don't know. According to my daughter, because I spoke to them about it, I asked them questions about how much was the food because I was on holiday. It was my birthday, and they invited me. The food was they spent, I think they spent in 3 weeks they spent one 1,400 pounds. Now, why pound is because we British, we sort of like deal with pound in their calculation they did it in pound. Okay, so it was about they spent about in 2 weeks, 3 weeks for food, 1,400 pound, which is maybe I don't know, $1,600 or $1,500, 500 euros. Now, okay, that's for the food. Uh, Going out, like for example, when we went to Oslo, because we had not taken our breakfast because we left early in the morning. She spent $90, no, 90 euros for our breakfast. It was some kind of sandwiches and drinks and stuff, hot drinks, not made on the spot. No, those machine hot drinks from machines. And she did the same again. There were three of them, and they spent I think 26 euros. And and I, for example, at some point when we went to Oslo, we were near the chateau and we were all sat in the park and everybody was comfortable and a little tired and hot. So my grandson and I, we went to buy some drinks. I told my grandson, let's go and buy some drink and look for a shop because the shops were very far from where we were at the chateau of the king and queen of Norway. Well, I didn't know that they had a king and a queen. My daughter told me we're going to go to the chateau. It's in the same direction as the University of Oslo. If you go to Oslo, it's in the same direction. It's on the main road. It's at the end of the main road. You have the chateau. It's a big chateau. It's a little bit, what me, for example, it reminded me of Buckingham Palace. The front bit, the front section. And what else? Yeah, so I took my grandson and we went looking for, he's 8 years old. We went looking for some drinks and then we found a shop. We found a coffee shop. We bought 6 bottle of drinks for, I think, about 17 euros. I also bought a t-shirt. No, before that, I bought 2 scarves at Zara for about 17 pounds as well. But these were clearance. These were clearances. That's what my daughter explained to me. That it's very expensive there. These were the clearances, and they spent something like maybe 150 euros on some dresses and some trousers on one of the girls. And what else? I bought a T-shirt while I was coming back in the duty free. It was around 26 euros. So for me, it's kind of like everywhere in Europe. The price is more or less kind of like everywhere in Europe with regards to clothing items and stuff. But then what I bought was on clearance. So because there's a difference between sales and clearance. Sales is when they cut the prices, but clearance is when they want to get rid of whatever is left. So maybe I was just lucky. So yeah, so this is kind of like what it cost. I looked now. The house was £300 with $300. No, sorry, the house was 300 euros per night. But we got a good deal. The car, they also got a good deal. So the hire car, the car rental was also a very good deal, very very good deal for the length of time that they are staying there, which is roughly a month. Um, yeah, I think that's it really. We did not use transport. How do you call it? It's not, oh la la, what's the word again? We did not use the transport like such as take the bus, take the train, and all that kind of stuff. No, we didn't. We used the car. So I don't know the prices. Uh, what else did we use? Actually, we were going to, but then it turned out to be, I think, 26 pound per person just to go from where we were to Oslo, and then so it would have cost double that had we taken the train per person. So we decided to go by car. What else did we do? Yeah, so this is it really. I also had a look for budget hotels. But even the budget hotel, they are around 76 euros per night, which is more or less the same price as here in France, really. 76 euros per night is more or less the same price. But then these were for guest houses. It's a guest house called, let me look up the name. Sorry, I can't seem to find the name, but it's a guest house at 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer and a half from the center of Oslo. So, but then the prices can go up to 300, even up to 1,000 per night. So you just have to make your research really if you want to go on a research about a budget holiday in Norway. Yeah, so this is it for for the how much it costs. So depending on the type of accommodation that you take, the bigger the house, the more expensive the house, and